Once upon a time, there was a beautiful child born to this magnificent world. This child had many gifts and magical abilities that would one day influence those in this realm for the better. And evilness heard about this magical child and seeked it across the land. It found this child and plagued the child's life with worries, anxieties, and lies. As the child grew, their wonder for life was lost. Their desire to help was banished, and their love for themselves gone. The evilness did such a good job at obstructing the child's true path that the child began to believe they weren't worthy and should never be seen. As the child became an adult, they began to hate themselves and their lives. The evilness laughed and gloated, thinking it had won. But something miraculous happened. One day, as the adult was working, they saw a butterfly escape its cocoon and fly toward the sun. The adult heard the most beautiful voice in their ear say, "It is time, my love. We have been waiting on you. It's time for you to fly and to be seen." The child within the adult woke up and reconnected. The beautiful person then decided it was time. They knew they were meant for more, and they started walking toward the sun. The evilness was infuriated and tried everything to stop the person. And even though they stumbled and fell, they got up every time, believing and trusting that there was something more for them. They knew they would get there. They were ready to be seen. You are this beautiful child. The universe sees and loves you. Welcome to the Scene Podcast. Welcome back, Podlings, to Season 2 of Scene. As you can see, we did a little upgrade of magic. Yes, we did. Because we all need a little magic in our lives. Let's face it, we need magic all of the time. And so, for our first episode for Season 2, I just kind of want to go back over what this whole podcast is for, what it does, and all of the beautiful things that come with it. So, I named my podcast Scene for anybody who has never felt seen in their life. And the reason I picked Scene is because in order to value, love, influence, help, guide, insert verb here, you actually have to see someone before you can do any of those things. If you don't see them, then you can't do anything else. They're invisible to you. And there in itself lies the problem. We have to be willing to see everybody. And that's what this whole podcast is for. To let you know that someone sees you. And the other half of the podcast is also being able to see yourself for who you truly are and accepting that person and loving that person and embracing that person and living your best goddamn life. Because it's all about you. And I fully 120% believe that. It is all about you. You are the only person in this life that you will be with from the moment you are born to the time of your death. You are the longest relationship you will have in this life. Regardless of whatever role that you may play, whatever relationships you may have, whatever jobs that you may have, anything can happen to those roles. And in the end, it's still going to just be you. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to see yourself. You deserve to be loved and to live the life that you want, that you so desire. That's what this whole podcast is for. It's for you, to help you step into your power, to help you see yourself, and to help you get to that place where you so long to be. And with that, hi, I'm your host, Niki Secundino, the Empowerment Witch. I am excited to bring this season to you. I'm excited to do this podcast and to connect with y'all. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. If you listen to my first season, I was experimenting and I was finding my ground, and I found it. And now I'm ready to go on to the next level. And I'm ready to take y'all there and to explore. And that's what this whole season is about. It's about exploring right now, finding out who we are and how we fit into this role, into this level right now. And loving that, loving all of it, loving the triumphs and the achievements, and also loving the mistakes and the lessons learned, because it's all part of it, right? And the biggest thing that I've learned is to lovingly accept the mistakes and the lessons learned. And when we make mistakes, there's nothing wrong with us. We're learning. And I know for a lot of us, especially millennials, learning was not okay. And we'll get to that in later podcasts. However, I want you to know that where you're at right now, you are enough, you are whole, and you are safe. I don't give a damn what anybody else says. Fuck them. Okay? You are enough. You are whole, and you are safe. Because the only person that truly, truly matters is you. Yep. I said what I said, and I'm going to stick to it. So, I wanted to go over a little bit about who I am, your host, Niki Secundino. Raise the roof. Whoop. I, first off, am a badass. Yep, I said it. I said what I said, and I 100% believe that I am a badass. I am my biggest cheerleader. I am a woman who chooses herself. I love me. I love me unconditionally and with so much, so much. And so in this podcast, I will be sharing my life and the events that have led to here, to now. And hope that it will help someone with a similar story. And the thing is I truly believe like we are all connected. Every single one of us is connected, and we're connected by themes. So our themes may be grief or loss or humiliation or racism or whatever it is, but the details are different, right? How you experience loss is going to be different than how I experience loss, but we both experience loss. So that connects us and it builds a bridge to each other so we're not alone and we can connect together. And that's what this whole podcast is for. So although you may listen to it and be like, I don't really experience that. I don't really experience that. Maybe it's the theme, or maybe it's the lesson that we share, or maybe it's something new, and that will be the bridge that connects us. And that's okay. So welcome. If you're interested in this podcast, take a seat, smoke a blunt, pull up some wine. I don't care. Just relax. Be you. Rest. And if this podcast not for you, that's okay too. I'll see you later, or I won't. I hope you have a great life. And like I said, you are the most important person in your life. So, I'm a badass. The second thing you need to know is that I'm a channeler. I have psychic abilities and powers. My superpower. Yes, 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 yes. So, it took me a long while to feel secure and accept my psychic abilities because I come from a place that doesn't accept it. And I know there's a lot of places in the world that doesn't accept that. And I know a lot of people that are also harmed for having psychic abilities and people saying it's a mental illness and all of the things. That's a rabbit hole we're not going down right now. But what you do need to know is that I am a channeler, I'm a medium, I have psychic abilities, and I use them to empower people intuitively. I can I can connect to the ether, to the 5D, to the spiritual realm, and bring back messages for y'all. And I love doing it. I've learned to love doing it. I am very good. And it's part of my purpose in this life. And I'm excited to bring that to this podcast. And in a little bit, I'm going to dive into a reading that I did for the podcast. I was like, I'm going to do a reading for the theme of what this podcast will be for season 2. And I'm excited to share that in a little bit. I'm also a mom. I have 2 sweet and sassy little girls. One is 7, one is 2, and I love them to death. I love them so much. They're just like me, but also not because they're their own person. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of that on here. That's part of my journey. That's part of my purpose. I'm a mom, I'm a millennial mom, and I'm going to be speaking a lot to this demographic because it's who I am, it's what I experience. And I know there are people out there like me that have struggled with similar things. And I just want to help. And I'm excited to share my experiences. And I am more excited to hear about your experiences and how you navigated them and what you learned, right? And I'm excited to learn from you as well. That's what life is all about. Okay. Also, I'm hilarious. You will figure this out. You should already know this just from like the last 10 minutes of listening to who I am. But anyway, if not, I am hilarious and you will hearing a ton of amazing jokes throughout this show because I'm pretty great. I'm also a coach. I'm an intuitive mindset coach. I help people in their personal lives find purpose, find passion, find pleasure again. I help them find themselves. I help them find their power. I help them step into their power and lead the life of their dreams. I help them turn that into reality. That's what I do. I empower people. I am the empowerment witch. I am here to help. I'm here to be a badass, and I'm here to just, hang out and enjoy this life with y'all. So, welcome to season 2. I'm excited. So, let me share a little bit of the reading that I got. So, as I mentioned, I will spend a lot of time speaking to millennial women because that is what I am. And those are my experiences. And so that's what I'm going to speak to. Because, again, I know there's people out there that are like me. And I just want to connect with them. So, I have a Wild Woman Oracle deck. You can see them back here. But, Wild Woman. And what we pulled today was Anya, the Fairy Queen. Protection. And I'm going to read a certain section out of the book. And then I'm going to explain it a little bit. So a little background on Anya. She is a goddess connected to the summer solstice. And trigger warning, she was raped by a king, who was not worthy of his position or power. So here's the part that I want you to listen to. Due to the violation and disrespect that she experienced at the hands of a man who was unworthy of his status and position of power, something that far too many women have experienced, Anya became known as a protector of women in the land. Since the earth is a sacred being, and women and women's bodies are a symbolic expression of the earth's sacredness, Anya legitimized or destroyed kings depending on the level of respect and honor they demonstrated towards the land, its animals, and its people, particularly women. If you are a woman in this day and age or before, you know how we're treated. We're treated as objects. We're treated maybe as secondhand citizens, but ultimately, the majority of how the world sees us is not equal. We are meant to be used. That is the stories that are implemented into us. We are to be a spouse. We are to support our husbands. We are to support our children. We are to make children. We are to clean the house. We are to be quiet. We are to not have an opinion. We are literally only here as a supporting role for a man. And as a woman, we know this is not true, and we are fighting against it. And in this process, yeah, we're violated a lot. Pick a category, and the numbers will surprise you. So, in this podcast, this is a safe container for women to be seen and to be heard, because we are the magic. We are the goddess. We are the fairies. We are the infinite mystical being of this realm. And the divine feminine is now rearing its head. It is coming back. And so in this, especially millennial women, where we were told to do a certain thing, follow a certain life, right? Fall in love, get married, have children, maybe go to college, get a job, support your family, and that's it. And a lot of us bought into it. And that's okay. Like, wherever we are in our journey, we're learning and we're growing. But I know for a lot of millennial mothers, whether you're married or not, you're starting to question. You're like, is this it? Like, we were told we were going to have the world, and now we have this like crumbling society. I had this life where there are moments of joy, but I feel lost. I feel like there is no purpose. Like, what is the rest for me? And those memes were like, when you feel dead inside, but whatever. We're only in our 30s, maybe 40s, depending on when you were born. And this is the message I want to tell you. You are not dead inside. You are not an object to be used. You are beauty. You are a goddess. You are magic and powerful and regal and important and purposeful. Not for the sake of someone else, only for the sake of you. In this podcast, we're going to learn and we're going to embody who we are at our core, which is power, which is beauty, which is you. And we're going to learn to love that person. We're going to learn to let that wild woman out because she's calling to you. I know she's calling to you. If you're listening to this podcast, I know she's calling to you. She wants to be let out. You want that freedom in your life. You want that love and that passion. And you just want to be you. You don't want to feel suffocated anymore. You don't want to feel like you have to give yourself up in your dreams and all of this stuff so other people, especially your spouse or your kids, can have the life of their dreams because you didn't. I'm going to tell you a secret. You get to have it. The best of all the worlds. And I don't mean some like burnt out version. I mean truly have the best of all the worlds. Because you come first. When you learn to put yourself first, when you learn to live in your power, then everything falls into place. Everything is aligned. And the most magical moments will happen for you. And the second card that we pulled was grounded. It's time to learn how to rest in ourselves. It's time to learn that we are powerful and it is okay. And we yield that power for the good and for us. And remember, you are whole, you are enough, and you are safe. I absolutely cannot wait to have this season of the podcast with y'all. Y'all are amazing. Y'all bring me so much joy. And I love hearing from you. I love watching y'all grow. And I love that you step into your power. And we're going to explore so many facets of how amazing we are, how amazing you are. So, if you're with me and you're ready to say, fuck it, let's go. Fuck it. It's my turn now. I'm ready to be seen. And I think that's all I have to say for today. So, until next time, love bunches, Niki. Thank you for listening to the Scene podcast today. I want you to know how much I appreciate you. I truly believe you are the beautiful child from the story at the beginning. You have already created the ripple effect, and amazing possibilities are heading your way. Please leave a review to help reach all of the other beautiful children out there and create a bigger and stronger ripple effect that will bring love and connection to this realm. And always remember, you are enough, you are whole, and you are worthy.